So far we've selected a statue, we've selected a water tower, we even selected a duck, which I'm going to turn off right now. Let's escalate the difficulty by quite a bit, and I'll show you how you can go about selecting hair. Something weird just happened with my mouse. So I'm going to get rid of all of these extraneous layers right there. There we go. So we have one layer that looks like this. Now, I told you the good place to start was with the quick selection tool, so let's do that right here, and let's try selecting her using the quick selection tool. Now, trying this, you can see that I am not getting the strands of hair at all. If this isn't working, I'm going to go to Select, Deselect. Instead of trying to select the foreground, if the background is a more uniform color, try selecting that. So I'm going to do that, and this doesn't seem to be working either. So I'm going to deselect that. If that's not working, I'm going to try using the magic wand tool. And let's not select contiguous. Let's just do it like this. And that does a slightly better job. You can see how it does a pretty good job right there. But I'm still not entirely happy. So if I were to, here, let's invert the selection. So here we go. Invert, I'm looking for select inverse, copy, and paste. Let's turn off this layer right here. You can see that this is a pretty lackluster selection of hair. So instead of using any of the tools that I've shown you so far, oh, and by the way, we're going to fix these areas later. Don't worry about that for now. Instead of using any of these tools that we've used so far, let's try one more tool. Go into Select, Color Range. And the way this works is very similar to the magic wand. You click a color that you want to get selected. So for instance, this right here, and then instead of calling it tolerance, they call it fuzziness. Otherwise, it's basically the same feature. Something that's different or actually something that's also similar to the magic wand is you can press Shift and you can select another color as well. So now we have two colors being selected and we're looking for a range of colors right there. And you'll notice that we get a black and white image of exactly what's being selected. What's white is going to be in the active region, what's black isn't in the active region. And what I suggest you do is rather than trying to go too far, try so you're not going quite far enough. You see that? So I don't have too much selected right there. There's a few things that we can do right here. We could select things like localized color clusters. Detect faces is something that's new in Photoshop CS6. For now, we're just going to leave it on the most basic options, and I'm going to press OK. And now the active region is set to this. And if I were to just press delete right here, it's the wrong part of it that we're deleting. Or wait, it's the right part of it that we're deleting. That was exactly what I wanted. Now, something that I suggest whenever you're dealing with a more complicated selection, or really whenever you're messing up in layer in any way, is before you delete things, especially if you're not sure it will work, duplicate the layer, turn off the original layer, and just have that as a backup, just in case something doesn't work. All right, so let's try this again. I'm going to press delete, and I'm going to deselect. Select, deselect. And you'll notice that this did a halfway decent job. But there's a couple of problems. First off, there's a lot of gaps in her clothes right here. Second off, there's some gaps up there. Third off, there's this white area right here. So let's fix the white areas first.